Hello, this is LJ Longo here to apologize for this fifth Friday. Normally on Paperback Radio, we feature short stories by an award-winning playwright, Lane McLeod Jackson, and an award-winning novel writer, me, LJ Longo. But on months that have a fifth Friday, we like to go behind the scenes and talk about art, creativity, what it's like to live as an artist. But this month, on this particular Friday, which was actually a Sunday and will come to you on a Wednesday, we did something a little different, but we recorded this descent into madness, and you can listen to it.
Velocity is the speed we're going. We're driving. I'm sure this is safe.
Hello, listeners.
Hey, everybody. How are you today? I'm doing good other than the betrayals.
There has been no betrayal. I just said I like the sound the goat makes.
After all these years, what the hell? What the hell, babe? With my goat?
What?
With my goat? I can do better than that. I'm so sorry, audience. Nobody. There. I have a keyword to get me into goat.
It's not be hasty.
No, it's nobody.
Okay.
I love that you came up with what you thought my go-to for the goat was.
You know what? Because it's in the clip when you discovered the goat voice, you discovered it on hasty.
Right, because that's a line in it.
Yeah.
But because I'm drawing on the sheep voice,
yeah,
and that was always nobody. Because real deep cut, one of the first roles Lisa and I were ever in together was a college version of Mary Zimmerman's The Odyssey, where neither of us
played the sheep.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, where neither of us played the sheep, but we just loved the delivery of that line.
Wait, we didn't play. Oh my God, you're right.
That was Becky.
Anyway.
Well, that was useful for everybody. There we go. Thank you. We're cutting it there.
Yep.
This was the best podcast ever. Goodbye. Good luck.
Bye. Hello, listeners.
Hello. So I hope everybody has enjoyed the month review we've been doing, putting every one of our podcasts on YouTube, where we got a surprisingly good turnout for our first month ever.
Yeah, 600 views.
As of this recording.
Yes, that is true. Actually, as of sometime last night.
Yeah, actually, that's true. We haven't checked it today.
Yeah. We were auditioning pirates today.
Yep. They did very well. Now, if anybody asks what happened to those ships along the Delaware Bay, don't ask us questions.
It's a children's show. Just actors in a lobster boat.
It's just actors in a lobster boat and using our God-given Second Amendment. You won't take that from us. I'm a privateer. Anyway, folks, we'll get back to our own thing.
So as we drive from Wildwood Crest to Bayonne.
It's a shame I gesture with my hands when talking. Oh, crud. Well, that child didn't need it. Listen, you can't, this is all humor. You can't hold us criminally responsible, especially since I'm now going to leave the body on the road.
Especially since we didn't actually hit anybody.
Yeah, good. No, that's a better cover.
Yeah.
Yes, we didn't. I certainly didn't put that cut there with me burying in the woods. We all good? We all on the same page? Great.
Yeah.
So writing.
Yeah. We were going to talk about the future of Paperback Radio.
Oh, good.
What we hope to do.
If I stay out of prison?
I mean, apparently it's going to be hard when you're confessing to all these crimes on the public radio.
You mean that joke? Isn't that right, Jacob? Oh, right. He's got tape over his mouth. You guys can't hear.
Jacob's not mine.
Yeah. What was I thinking? So, I confess to nothing.
So, Lane, what excites you about the future?
Largely dwarf sons. Like, I'm really looking forward to us going through that period.
I don't know why I even talked to him. What excites me about the future is we're planning a bunch of fun content dealing with the hosts. You know, our favorite hosts, the crone, the barista, and whoever Lane does.
The Gnome Avenger takes offense to your purposeful forgetfulness.
Oh my God, why do you have to interject all the time? Can't we just have a regular podcast
I'm sorry, Kettle, I couldn't hear you over your wallpaper discussions.
All right, both of you. This is their time to speak, not ours.
My other voice has 3. It requires a computer to do, so this Bill Shatner approach is the best I've got. So, here's a pirate for no reason.
So anyway, you can look forward to some of those things coming your way. They will be silly.
No, I insist. Every one of mine will be like a Tennessee Williams drama.
Listen.
Love is the most important, but I've never been understood. Partially because I split into 6 different creatures and eat them. Woe is me.
Wait, like actual cannibalism?
Yes.
I'm gonna go sit on the other side of the room now, but I will let you know I'm kind of turned on by that.
Can I get HR?
We don't have the budget for HR.
So yeah, we are considering creating these shorts we're looking forward to, but more to the point, I think it leads to what we're going to be doing as a more structured approach to the story categorization.
Yeah, we realized when we were doing the retrospective, the last time you heard us just kind of talking and chatting and making each other laugh, we think that we needed more science fiction, we needed more straight fantasy, we needed more other cool stuff. We needed more Lane.
That's one way of looking at it.
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, because I like the longer form. I like the episode thing. I like Witch Hunters.
I love Witch Hunters too. The way I want to say this is that we need more of Lane's diversity. We need more of Lane's different, because
that makes far more sense.
Yeah.
To me. Looking forward to bringing more of Lane's diversity.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Oh, we're in a great spot. All right. Yeah. So basically,
Lamp.
What?
Did I say something?
So basically, in season 2, if we're gonna call it seasons, I don't know if we are.
I don't know if we are too.
Year 2?
We'll throw this to you guys. What should we call it? Volume? Season? Adventure?
Year?
Epoch?
We're going into our sci-fi era.
Yeah, I'm going into my sci-fi summer. It's going to be totally awesome. So, loyal listeners. So, Lisa pointed out while we were discussing the crimes was that... I'm sorry, am I supposed to say that?
No!
Our day job was that as cool as it is that I sort of focused on kind of long form styles over the first season, it did limit the genres I could do. And since I like so many genres and I like to write in so many genres, it'll be fun to continue expanding that. So I decided, especially for the summer months, to sort of lean in to one of the great classics, kind of the cornerstone of literature, which is science fiction James Bond mixtures.
Yeah.
Right, which I think is one of those literary approaches that might be a bit highbrow, but I think we can pull it off.
I mean, it's not just science fiction James Bond, it's feminist science fiction James Bond.
That is true, because the complete chauvinist is in fact a woman.
Yeah, the person who's going to be banging their way through the universe is a lady.
Magical snowflake.
Oh.
Kapow! Please don't cancel us. There's only 4 of you. It wouldn't take much.
Hey, there's actually 32.
That's right. There
32 subscribers on YouTube. It might be all of your family. That seems like one for every person in Michigan.
That does. Well, at least a quarter of them.
Yeah. And Nicole and Heidi. Who
That's
are,
true.
Of course, our biggest fans.
Shout out to Nicole and Heidi.
We love you guys.
We do.
So my plan for the summer is a romantasy sort of thing. One of the things I love to experiment with form is braiding first-person narratives. Anybody who knows me from Seton Hill University knows that my thesis there was this incredibly long epic fantasy story that is for first-person braided narrators. And I experimented with that in a short form here. So it's all love stories, these people dealing with their relationships in a city that has a hatching wish light. Sometimes I call it witch light. I haven't really decided which one I like best yet. This is the first one I am writing directly for the podcast.
And we're really excited about that. And by we, I mean all of my personalities.
So it's all these different characters all telling a first-person experience, one of which is just in haiku. So that was fun.
Yeah, no, that was really cool because we both don't tell anybody secretly love poetry.
Shh.
I'm sorry.
Blasphemy.
Let me confess to more murders so that way it'll get covered.
Yeah, seriously. Focus on the serial killer vibes and not the fact that, secretly we enjoy non-prose.
Yeah.
It's occasionally highbrow things and not just pulps. What's that?
It was a haiku in Wookiee, you heathen.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a sci-fi haiku.
Each syllable is a triplet tongue trill.
Can you do the Imperial March like that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is going to be the most unhinged episode we've done so far.
Yeah.
So those are our that's what's coming for you this summer.
Yeah, and we're really looking forward to it. We're hoping to have, we've already started creating trailers for some of our old episodes. And we're looking forward for kind of a slinky, sexy summer vibe. Hers more romantic, mine more action-oriented.
The slinky summer vibe is definitely coming off of you. Mine is not particularly slinky.
It's not slinky?
No,
it's just lovely.
Mine is more, we are people who are in love, desperately appealing to the other person to love us back and forgive us and take us back and let us try again.
Oh, so you're slinking away.
Maybe.
You're the sad slink. Not the slink of a dress, but the slink of a slowly descending coil of wire, crawling further and further down in love.
This is I'm grabbing out and I am shaking you and I am holding on and not letting go.
Very much like a hand caught in the slinky. I'm now holding to the slinky metaphor.
All right.
It may not work, but that has never stopped me. I have never let the truth get in the way of my nonsense.
So welcome to Slinky Radio.
We're changing everything.
Where we slink our slinks into Slinky Livian.
That's right. Jellicle. No, audience, you didn't miss anything. I just said the word Jellicle. She's broken.
Oh, man. I hope this is catching my laugh. Oh, we got new microphones.
Oh, we did get new microphones. Thanks to you guys.
Actually, let's talk about that. In addition to the trailers and the shorts, which hopefully will be easier to share with your friends, let them know what we're doing so maybe they are also going to be interested in it. I don't know if that's how people work in an audience. But in addition to that, we are going to be having more stuff on the Substack.
Yes.
We are hoping to do transcripts of the fiction things. Probably not this, because I don't know how you can transcribe. What do we have so far? Wookiee haiku, murder confession, and random cackles. The actual stories we are hoping to transcribe on there. Lane is going to start having a column on there.
Yeah, the first series is going to be called Everything is Genius, and it is a testament to my bad taste. But also what I think is a helpful, not an all-encompassing, but an extraordinarily helpful approach to artistic interpretation.
Do you want to give us a teaser breakdown of that?
Sure. Jellicle. You You have now been teased. So basically what it is the past participle, but also the relationship between the interpretive artist, and by that I mean the actor, the musician, the dungeon master, and the original artist, the creator of the framework, the composer, the script writer, and learning how to deal with the trust on our level and the creative powers it can employ if you assume the person you are channeling is really, really good. And the things that don't make sense to you can be made to be connected. And here's the key part, even when that's total BS, right? Even when that's nonsense. I have been in bad scripts. I will not say which one, but I have been in bad scripts. And I will tell you, if I assume the writer is a genius, I exercise more of my creative ability in justifying the seemingly unjustifiable than it would be if I just gave up. Or
took a negative attitude towards
took a negative attitude towards it. Yeah. But I go into more detail than that, and I come up with various strategies. So it is not simply kind of like a one sentence make it work. If you assume you're the problem and not the script, and I mean that in an artistic sense, the idea of, okay, here are two seemingly incompatible actions. Now, the advantage that gives you as an actor is if you can justify that, you've already created a more interesting character, right? Because if someone who can be consistently inconsistent, and the great writers create that through line for you. So Willy Loman is filled with inconsistencies. Mackie B is Nora.
From
Doll's House. Hedda Gabler is filled with inconsistencies. So the writer does that for you. If the writer doesn't, your actions as the actor can do that. And that taps into a deeper part of your creative process. It allows you to use more of your vocalization. It allows you to create timbre and meaning. And it gives you more control. And then you realize, oh, these are the techniques I can do with any script. The exercises and muscles you build, assuming that it doesn't matter how good or bad the author is, there will always be things where you go, that doesn't feel right. I wouldn't have done that. That seems wrong. And
that seems poorly written. That seems ill-structured. That seems like, this needed a couple more revisions.
Anything. But it's, the beauty part about this is I don't actually have to care about what the writer thought or didn't think. I have what's on the page. Now it's in my territory. I have the words. I have the tablet sent by Moses, right? But what I get to create is my own physical context. What I get to create is my own musical context. What I get to create is my own dungeon mastery context, right? And in working with set limitations that allows my creative powers, my imagination to more flourish. So I can say, no, you can easily justify A to B to C. It only seems out of the way. And you might convince yourself that that's what the author had in mind all along. But really, whether it's true or not is irrelevant, right? This isn't about finding homage to some secret genius. It's really about bringing your genius to it.
Yeah, your interpretive genius.
Yep. Genius begots genius. So if you assume you're dealing with something brilliant and you don't understand it, you strain to get it.
Yeah, so that's going to be Lane's column that's coming out
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay.
Yours comes out Monday, mine comes out Wednesday.
Yay.
And then a thing comes out on Friday that is either a new episode or, hold on one second, guys. You're not cutting this. Good evening. Thank you. Have a good day. Sorry about that, guys. I was buying my heroin.
Paying a toll. Yeah, starting in May, Lane's going to have this weekly column coming out on Wednesday on the Substack called Everything is Genius?
Everything is Genius.
And that is going to go right alongside of the weekly column that I've been writing, which is Writing is Revising. But it's basically my stance on writing anything is that your first draft is shit, and it's supposed to be. And that anyone who's ever given you writing advice is actually giving you advice for the revision. So the first part of that series was all about, how to just free write, how to just create something, put the words on the page and not worry about the quality and be free to create a strange mess as you tell yourself the story for the first time. And the second part of it so far has been doing the big picture edits, looking at structure, looking at character, looking at plot, and making sure that you have all the big picture items in your story. I put it in the frame of a novel, but I suppose it could be a play or a podcast episode even. And just making sure that the big pieces are there so that when you get to the next stage, which I've just entered in this column, sort of the macro edits as it's called, where you're talking about tone and atmosphere, point of view, the little descriptive pieces, the things that make it an immersive story, the things that make it a really good and memorable story, your finessing pieces. They have something to stand on. If you don't have that structure in place, those little flourishes aren't going to mean a lot because people aren't going to be able to follow along with it. So I've just gotten into the part where we are starting to talk about that, and I got really hung up on point of view.
Yeah, no, it was interesting because it was supposed to be one, and now is it 4?
It's going to be 4 parts.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 parts. All of April has been point of view because I knew point of view was important. Like, it's the lens that you see the story through, but I didn't register how complicated that was going to be for me to talk about because I kind of make that decision on such a weird and instinctive level, and I'm always interrogating it and I'm always questioning it because it's always changing as I'm dumping the whole idea out and telling the story to myself. I never limit myself to which point of view is going to be telling the story. And then as I go through my revision, I just kind of make that decision. And it was really looking at how do I make that decision? And it led me to this insanity. But hopefully that insanity will make your insanity a little bit easier to get through.
No, and what I really like about it is she lays out very clearly what you're looking at, but also gives suggestions throughout literature. So you can see that many of these are taste questions. Many of these are what works for that particular story and what you're trying to invoke. So it's not prescriptive as much as it is holistic, right? You're understanding a wider variety of things, which is one of I've been enjoying the articles.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it certainly does. It is not prescriptive at all because I don't actually give you any advice on what to do. Like the third one, I think it's called Cut, Revise, or Incorporate. So basically, the options you have with a point of view, there is absolutely no definitive answer on anything. It's just here's all of the many different ways that you could choose to make your life more difficult by thinking about more point of view.
Which is good,
yeah,
because I'm trying to find new ways to make my life difficult.
When you're making your life difficult as a writer, it adds to an interesting draft. Because if you're messing with point of view, especially if you're doing it at an early stage in your revision, it's going to set the tone, the atmosphere, the dialogue options, how you tag. It's going to shift all of that stuff later and make it that much more rich and that much more consistent. But I look forward to talking about one of the other elements, and hopefully I won't get caught up in anything else the way I did with point of view.
I mean, you say hopefully. I've enjoyed the deep dive. I've genuinely enjoyed the deep dive.
Yeah. So that is on Writing is Revision, which is on our Substack. And all of this material is there available for free right now. You can choose to support us, and we appreciate you if you do. Even if you just subscribe, it comes right to your inbox, and you will have access to all of the archives of stuff. One of the things we're going to be changing as we go forward into year 2, epoch 2, is when these columns are finished, they're going to go behind a paywall. Not all of them, but some parts of it. And this is partly to prioritize the new stuff that we're writing. So whatever is going out is going to be the thing that is most visible, and that's going to be the thing that is for free.
Yeah, a lot of it will still be free. Most of it will
still be free.
But we do keep our legion of fans in mind. For everyone who subscribes, we will send a tote bag. Now, it is the same tote bag.
You have to share the tote bag.
You have to share. So you will get it, and then you have to mail it to the next person.
And also, the tote bag is invisible.
Yeah, this is...
It's an incredible tote bag.
Oh, it's great.
It is a tote bag of holding.
Yep.
So it holds everything.
Yeah, we got it from an emperor. It'll be fantastic.
And that's where the bodies are.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. That's where all our pens have gone.
That's it. That's where everybody's pens
Everybody's pens and socks are in this magic bag.
You get to have, that's right, for the simple price of $5.66 or however much we charge.
It's $5 a month.
$5 a month. The 66 is just for me. But for $5 a month, you get everybody's stinky singular socks. So
and all the pens.
And a bunch of pens.
And possibly bodies.
So how can you say no to a deal like that? For $5, you too can be framed as the next great serial killer.
Does it hold a bowling ball?
Yes, there'll be a single bowling ball in it.
Anyway, there is no tote bag. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I can't have somebody thinking we're going to have a magical item that sends out that they're going to have to mail to someone else.
I really don't feel like that's us problem, but...
well, I don't like making promises. On the
just
internet,
in general
to anybody.
No, I just don't like it's not the lie that's the problem. It's the idea that I will do something for you. That's what we cannot abide.
Yep. So anyway, what I think Lane was trying to say at the beginning of that sentence, before the troll that lives in his mind derailed it completely, is for our legions of loyal fans, the podcast isn't going to change. That's going to stay free.
It's going to stay free from now until the end of the time period we want it to. No, I'm kidding. We genuinely love giving that one out.
The podcast is always going to be free because our whole point out here is to share this work with people, to get these stories out there and to give people some fun and entertaining stories to listen to. If you like the behind the scenes stuff, if you're a writer, you will be getting advice from an award-winning playwright and an award-winning novelist.
Yep, we steal it. I've broken into Lynn Noddage's home several times. I listen to her conversations. I write it down. But ever since I took out Shepard, I've needed someone. Were you talking about me?
Yeah, I was talking about Kingfish in particular.
So, as informative as this has been to whoever has been able to follow along, and congratulations on you, the 3 therapists who specialize in multiple personality disorder.
Oh, I bet you that a bunch of psychotherapists would find this really fascinating, material to write an undergrad thesis on.
Yeah, it's true chaos, but not codependence. We've looked it up.
We looked it up, yeah. We are
did.
not codependent.
Yep. At some point earlier today, I walked out to work on something, and she literally said to me, I followed you, thought maybe not, and then said, oh, let's follow him anyway, and then put her head on my shoulder and went to sleep. It was my favorite part of the day.
Thank you. I needed that because I was feeling really self-conscious.
No.
I was like, God, am I too clingy? I used to be so independent.
You are still amazingly independent. You are awesome. And I do not mean, I don't mean that even mildly sarcastically. You are the best. And anyway, so I'm going, and I am fully aware I'm the one who's been derailing us. So we've talked about the short-term goals.
Yes.
And a recap for those of you who are just taking shot after shot.
It's like every time it derails, take a shot. You're dead in the first 10 minutes.
Because we've actually only talked about 2 things, believe it or not. We've talked about basically our summer plans, which are just 2 kind of fun summer reading style podcasts.
Wishlight and, do you know what you're going to call it?
Yeah.
A Veronica Star?
Yeah, I barely know what it's about.
Oh.
Yes, listeners, I have no idea what's going to happen in these stories yet. And the fact that I'm going to be doing my own column on the Substack, and
and that cool shorts are coming.
And that 2 cool shorts are coming, that's right. But I also thought it might be fun to give people a peek into the crazy, which is what this is, but also get an idea of what our long-term goal is. Because I've got a couple of ones.
World domination?
I mean, yeah, but that's on the other podcast.
Oops.
Yeah. And you guys know the one. You hear it in your dreams every night. It's the beeping. It's the screams. It's the coffee grinder. But because when we came into this podcast, we had a couple of ideas, which we were like, yes, we want to do that, but we do have to build to it. And I thought it might be fun to talk, if not the plots of those things, the structure of those things, because I'm deeply looking forward to it. I'm hoping we can get to it within this year. Mm-hmm. This is one to go full PBS about it. We'll need to raise money for it before it happens.
Because we want them to be full cast recordings.
Yeah, we want, yeah.
And for some reason, we believe in paying people.
I mean, yeah, we do. I'm not even going to make a joke about that. Yeah, I genuinely believe in paying people. And I've even started considering actors people, which is a...
We wanted to bring in other voices, even though, you know, Lane is very talented at creating different voices.
And so is Lisa. I'm not going to let her get herself out on that. No, but we know so many talented folks. Yes. We can tell you guys that, because like many good artists, none of them listen to this podcast. They're too busy making their own and claiming to have listened to this podcast. But we know some extraordinarily talented vocal artists, musicians, and one of the things we want to do is bring them on here. Full cast recordings, adaptations of classic work.
And mutations.
Let's give them one plot. Let's give them that first Jane Austen one.
Yeah.
So this is a trilogy. We do have the other two thought out. But the first story is for those Pride and Prejudice fans out there.
Lane is one of them.
I am one of them. It may not surprise you. I am a huge Jane Austen fan, and I love Pride and Prejudice. But like many people who have seen both the miniseries, read the book, and watched the movie, which I know many of you love, it's never really clarified how Darcy tracks down Wickham. And for those of you who are also fans of Colonel Brandon from Sense and Sensibility.
Yeah, the real Austenites out there who both like Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility.
Yep. Well, frankly, Colonel Brandon is able to find his long-lost love in a whorehouse. That's a little exaggeration, but he's able to track her all over England after he's been out of the country for years. He's able to track his ward down after years. And I thought...
He's able to, find true love in the heart of a teenage girl.
That's right. And part of me was like, that's the guy I would use to track down Wickham and Lydia. So Lisa and I came up with this sort of, no other way of putting it, noirish take of Regency London, with Darcy as sort of bankrolling and being his good Darcy herself. But it's Colonel Brandon hunting down Wickham. And yeah. So we're just having fun with that premise. But we want that to be a full cast recording.
Mm-hmm. With probably music.
Oh, yeah, we definitely would like some music.
We're coming to another toll.
All right,
how much is this one?
I don't know. Dimebacks have been getting expensive.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, we're pretending these are actual tolls.
Jesus. Here you go, 30 cents.
Oh, thank you. Take one of the dollars. Good evening.
Thank you.
You have a good night now.
Listeners, Lane is doing something special when he hits these tolls. He's not engaging the toll booths in 10-minute conversations.
That only happened once today.
Oh, did it? Because you used to come home from work and tell me about the breaking them down. Like, how did you say it?
I just warm them up.
Yeah.
So toll booth operators, for those of you who don't know, have an extraordinarily tough job. It's not just that customers aren't in the best part. They're usually in a rush. But if you've ever been in one of those booths, it feels like the world is shaking around you. It's open to the elements. So I try to go out of my way to be nice. And I end up falling into conversation with them.
These people love him. Like, I'll be sitting in the passenger side, and of course, I'm one of the normal people who drives cars. I just give them the money and move on. I don't try to do a thing. But they'll be like, oh, hey, Lane, it's you. You got a new car. Oh my gosh, is that the wife?
Yeah. And then I ask about how their kids are doing. It's fine.
And they do all of this in 10 seconds because it's just the time you take to exchange money.
Yeah, well, you can't let people wait behind you.
Exactly.
Though today, Lisa's right. And I'd never met this toll booth person in my life. I just asked, hey, the weather's nice, and got I won't say a lecture, but got an opinion on the rain.
Yeah, there was a whole we're in a drought and these fires and stuff. And Lane is not it's not like a lecture that Lane is not participating in. He's the active participating student in this. I also have opinions. I'm gonna go back and forth on this. I'm sitting here looking in the rearview mirror are there cars coming?
There were not.
Yeah, when are we getting out of this conversation? How is this gonna end?
It ended after about 45 seconds, which is longer than you want to be in a toll booth. But she seemed like a very nice...
She did. You're probably one of the few people she actually got to talk to that day, in spite of her job being to talk to people in a...
No, and I'm sure she's a professional and a lovely person.
Oh, yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. You don't have to worry. She's not in the back seat staring at us right now.
She's not mic'd, Lane.
Because she's not tied up. She's just there. I don't remember her getting in the car.
But she has our invisible tote bag.
And so can you, for the simple price of $5.66 a month.
Paid on our Substack. Oh my god.
But yeah, that's where we want this podcast to go. Our full length, full cast size, not every week, but to the point where we build up to full-on radio shows in the tradition of suspense and old school radio. And because I think audio drama is an extraordinarily cool thing. The BBC has done it for decades. And in this new era of podcasts, it really is an art form that I think could just jump. So I did want to plug that. That is a long-term build-up kind of thing. That's something I genuinely think will be awesome.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments on wherever you're listening if you think there's something else we should be doing to raise this kind of thing. Maybe there's I don't know, Kickstarter, Patreon, or something.
Yeah,
where would you guys like to see us?
Where would you give me money? I'll come to you. Just comment your address. I'll be there. I have a hat. You can put it in the hat. It's a top hat. It's got steampunk goggles.
It's a very cool hat. I have a fedora, but you can't put money in that.
No, the fedora is not a money hat.
No, it's too fancy.
Yeah.
It's got too many pins.
Well, shall we call it there?
Yeah, why not?
All right, audience. We're
to...
okay. You now get to hear her laugh. Not sure if you think it's any less of a problem. Instead of emptying silence, you've kind of heard an unraveling of a pair of minds. You kind of caught us at the 2/3 part of a Lovecraft story. To all of you out there, $5.66, you all get the same tote bag. If we remember to mail it.
To mail it to each other, Lane.
That's right.
Heidi already has it. She's got to mail it.
Heidi, can you hear us? Don't forget to mail it to the next contributor. We're not going to follow through on that. So please get on it. All right, let's shut this down before someone calls for help.
So there you have it, folks. Two people whose minds have slowly unraveled over the course of one small car ride. I hope you enjoyed our stories over this past year, and will stay tuned for next year, next epoch, next era, whatever we call the future. You'll be able to find Paperback Radio on YouTube, Substack, Podbean, and in the grocery store. In the podcast department.
Well, that's another world, saved, doomed, and or slightly weirder than we found it. Either way, you made it!
And when you're ready to plunge back into the abyss, we'll be here, lurking, whispering.
If you liked today's episode, tell a friend. If you hated today's episode,
you can find us on Substack, YouTube, or wherever you scream into the void about podcasts. Drop us a comment. Send us your thoughts. In all caps, we love that. You're charming.
And hey, if you want to help keep these stories weird and our tea hot, you can throw some coins our way on Substack. It keeps the lights on. Literally, Lane is writing in the dark.
Paperback Radio. No ads, professional narrators, and humanish weirdos telling you strange tales week after week. After week, after week, after week.
We told you to stay in the back room, Grizzy.
Nah.
Thanks for wandering through the chaos with Paperback Radio.
See you next time. We're recording?
I think we're recording.
Awesome. I love you.
I love you.
Lisa's my favorite
Lane's my favorite.
in the world.
He's so smart.
You're so smart.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be enough. Let's take a peek.
Yeah. Fuck that lovey-dovey shit.